I'm riding, will you never ever leave from beside me? Cause I want ya, and I need ya, and I'm calling you always, Robbie. Do you love me? If I'm riding, will you never ever leave from beside me? Cause I want ya, and I need ya, and I'm calling you always. I'm calling you always.
Alright, this year was my spiritual glow up. Yet, it wasn't as glowy as I thought it would be. 2022? What title would I give this chapter of my life? I think it's Unravel. You know what? Let me start from the beginning. Let me first define glow up. According to Nasheeds, a glow up is a mental, physical, and emotional transformation for the better. Glow ups can be both natural or planned, as well as being gradual and permanent, or fast and temporary. Glow ups can happen through puberty years. The best glow ups happen when you fall in love. Wrong! The best are not when you fall in love. Maybe halal love. The best glow ups are when you fall in love with your creator, your Lord, your Rabb, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're so quick to spend money on worldly things, uni, job, appearances, yet hesitate or are greedy when it comes to your Islamic education. Let's go back all the way in 2017. I was on top of my grades in school, being a vice president, defending our rights as migrants and speaking up on racism, and working on some kind of project. I was insecure in the deen. I couldn't explain why I wore the hijab. I was afraid to tell my friends that I would pray during lunchtime. I hesitated wearing modest not to avert more hate. Simple questions from non-Muslims would throw me off. Majority of the times I kept silent in these debates about Muslims. I was getting nervous to recite out loud and couldn't remember Islamic information. Yet I was having A's in school and I listened to music a lot and was so hyped when some artists came to sit. I was so willing to invest that much money to see an artist who didn't even perform half of the time, and this didn't benefit me at all in my life, to be honest. I won't take any of this to the Akhirah. Fast forward in 2022, I'm finally able to be a proud Muslimah inside out. I make sure to invest in my Islamic education the same I would for my regular one, or even more. I restarted my Quranic journey and can recite more with confidence. I make sure that my jobs are aware of my Islamic responsibility, like praying, eating halal, or getting off on Eid. And I can hold a conversation or be part of a debate without sweating or making myself small. I know my rights, women's rights in Islam, why I wear the hijab and I stopped listening to music. Now I'm hyped to see Yasmin, Mojahed, Ali Hamouda, Mufti Man coming to Europe, and I'm willing to pay for that ticket. And now, instead of being so stalked about getting A's in school, which I still want, I also want to understand, remember, and get good grades in Islamic education, and even teach in the future, inshallah. While the deen was like a side thing back then, it is now a number one priority and a non-negotiable. I now know what I didn't know and acknowledge that much of it was ignorance, no interest, culture, or passed down over the years, and I just stuck on it and said, I already know enough. Which is a very dangerous and arrogant thinking. No, you have to re-educate yourself about Islam. Don't base your Islamic education on the media, your culture, or your surrounding. Learn to love Islam by educating yourself. Going back to the start, that's what I call a Deen Glow-Up. When your Islamic knowledge and your will to please Allah increases, and you're willing to show that in your life. PSA, for me, spiritual is another synonym for religious. Here are 22 spiritual things I've learned in 2022. You can't expect to grow and stay in the same circle. Find a new friend group, join a new community, unfollow some people that post content you don't want to see. It might be scary at first, but so rewarding. Remember, if you don't have anything nearby, the internet is a great way to start. I know some sisters who do amazing halakas and sister circles. Surround yourself with people that are better in deen than you, and with people who are less practicing, so you can get inspired by those better, but also inspire those who are struggling with the things that you already managed. If you have to skip a show, a book, more than you actually watch or read it, due to its haram content, then you better stop and ditch it altogether. My two main examples here are It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover and Euphoria. A show and a book I've started because of the plot, the actor, the character, cinematography, whatsoever, or the hype. Whatever you read, watch, see, or hear feeds onto your soul and imprints your heart. How does your soul food look like? Your re-education of Islam at zero. like a revert. There's so much that you don't know or falsely learned. Even if you do know, don't be too proud to review it. Good dawah is a great starting point, as they start from the beginning. Whatever made you question or confused about Islam is a great starting point too. Go find the answers, and I highly recommend Towards Eternity. Get yourself a Quran teacher for the accountability and the proper tajweed. When you don't feel like doing ibadah, that's exactly when you should do it. And when you have the urge to do a sin, that's exactly when you don't do it. I know it sounds simpler than it is, but you build discipline and you have to work on it constantly. If you wouldn't do it when other people were around, don't do it because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees you. Quran is so linguistically crafted that poets would even be stunned by its depth and attitude is an attitude. Tawakkul is not something you say, but something you have to make by heart, day by day. You won't understand everything that happens in your life, even if many years have passed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of planners and only He knows. Be okay with not knowing everything. Sometimes your non-Muslim friends are more understanding than your Muslim friends. If you have non-Muslims that allow you to be authentically Muslim, cherish them, you need to keep them. You are an ambassador for Islam, and your character is the anchor. If your character speaks volume, people will naturally approach you, and this can turn into an unintentional dawah. Be ready for it. Don't dwell on the past nor live in the future. You have to talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be as open the same way, or even better, you would with a beloved. He wants to hear it all. Tahajjud is your time. Sometimes the bare minimum is all you can do, and that's okay. It's normal for your iman to fluctuate. Go watch revert stories to rejuvenate yourself, and I have a playlist linked to the verse because I think it is said better there. Don't drop a sin cold turkey, but gradually move away from it after making tawbah. Create an action and prevention plan and replace the bad habit with an alternative first before quitting. To redefine your definition of success, because success in the dunya and akhirah are not the same. If you see yourself as different and small in places that don't represent yourself, you will stay that way and people will treat you accordingly. Or you go in there as any other potential and show what you got. Ask for what you need, otherwise you will not get what you want, especially in places where you're underrepresented. Making the move to spiritually glow up may make you look boring to others because the things that are cool to them aren't good for you anymore. That's when you have to pivot and find a group, community in real life or online that represents your cool, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala certainly sees you. There comes a point in your life where you will change, yet some will not be able to accommodate to that version of you, as they still have the old image of you imprinted in their heads. This realization will hurt. You have to move on and trust that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what's in your heart and your intention. Go journal about it. Not everything needs to be said. Go to therapy and come in terms with yourself. Don't make marriage a way to escape from something else or to fill a hole that is empty.
There is a future version of you that is so proud that you were strong enough. And there's also a past version of yourself that is so proud of how far you've come. So keep going, whether it's a bad day or a good one. The fact that you're still trying means you're stronger than you think you are.